Welcome back to the Rustic Oak Farm. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of our Christmas decorating on the inside of the house. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure you guys go back and see part 1. So today is all about the decorations on the inside of the house. I'm going to go through and show you guys everything. I got a few new items this year for Christmas, so stick around to see all of that. So grab some coffee, tea, or hot cocoa because this is quite a long video, and make sure you guys stick around to the very end of this video so you can see the outside of our house lit up in Christmas lights. If you guys don't mind to like this video, it just helps us reach out to more viewers and get our channel growing. I really appreciate that. And if you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Let me know down in the comments if you really like how I decorated. So I'm gonna turn you guys around here and we're gonna get started walking in the front door. So as you walk in, this is the front door. You got a tiny little space right here where the staircase is. And to the right, when you walk in, is the living room. And it's a fairly good size living room. I just have a lot of furniture in here. That's why it looks so crowded. But if you guys watched my last year's video, we have a kitchen right over here that is combined with our dining room. There's hardly any space for any furniture in here. So I have to keep it all in the living room, which is really cozy. But one day we're gonna knock out this wall and add a living room, and then this will become a dining room one day. So my tree is not in front of our window this year. I have it right here just because there's just limited space now that I put this new cabinet in here. If you haven't seen this new cabinet, my very first part 1 Christmas video, I talk all about this cabinet. But this year, since I told you guys I'm going to tie in some reds through here, I added some berries. And I already had these plaid flowers a couple years ago. I love these little things. They have rust bells on them. I have quite a few throughout the tree. And these are the new berries that I got this year. This is just going to be something that I'm going to have to collect every single year. I mean, I have enough this year to fill this tree, but I love them so much that every year I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby and just buy more picks just to add to my collection. I honestly wouldn't mind to have more on this tree, but for now I have quite a bit. So I added in these picks right here. They look like sticks from the floral department at Hobby Lobby, and I just tore them apart and actually just put them everywhere all over this tree. So I have them kind of just scattered out through this tree, and it just really pops that red color. So the one thing that I really love about this tree is all of my kids either have their homemade crafts on here or all their pictures, and that's just what makes my tree so special. I have a bunch of their baby pictures, preschool pictures, any type of craft that they made through school. Now my 2 youngest boys haven't really been through school just yet, so they don't have too much on here yet. They do have some baby pictures on here. So it's just really special to see these every year, especially when they grow up and become adults. I will have all these treasured little ornaments that we have to put on our tree. So we actually have some farmhouse theme ornaments on here. We have a pig right here and a cow, and we actually have another pig down here. So we actually raise pigs for meat, and I think the boys picked that one out last year. Here's another homemade ornament that one of the kids made in school from puzzle pieces. Another little barn. Another handcrafted paper wreath from school, and just pictures just throughout this whole thing. So I added these mercury balls on the tree this year. They actually were a garland and I just tore it apart. I took some spray paint, some gold antique spray paint to make them look a little bit more aged. And I really like that. They're actually all different textures and styles all throughout the tree. You can see one right here. This one's a little different. I just really like those. I love the antique look of those to tie into this rustic tree. And I also have these gold balls. I actually put these on my tree every single year. I love them. I believe I got them at Hobby Lobby one year, and just one of those things that I just collected over the years to get my stockpile up. You can just see this Really pretty floral pick right here. I just love that rust color. So this year I just went with my darker wood beads strand through here. I usually do like burlap and gold ribbon, and I actually have a lighter color of one of these, but I just went with one this year to keep it simple. And I kind of just want to tone down the color of this tree this year and focus more on the red color. And I think it turned out really pretty. I know on camera it's hard to really tell, but you can just see all these pops of colors all throughout this tree. I love adding in some rust colors, like this rusty star right here. And here is a gingerbread man that my daughter made a couple years ago. It actually still smells pretty good. And right here I have these candy canes. I used to do craft shows, so I made a bunch of these candy canes. They're throughout the tree to tie in the red color. And here's some more homemade ornaments. This is like an angel, and I believe Santa Claus is right over here. And my little boys were not even born yet, so we're gonna have to make some more of these, like a little elf and maybe something else to go along with these pipe cleaner crafts that we did. And of course over here is another farm ornament. So here's a grapevine full of snow. I have some of these all throughout the tree. They're kind of wood looking. So I really love how this tree turned out. And it's a little dark in my house just because my walls are gray, so it's really kind of hard to see sometimes. I got this wood star up here. I really like that wood star, it's so rustic. This was a wedding gift one year. It's a wedding bells. Just everything's just so special on this tree. There's just different things on here. Like right here, my mom actually crocheted this little Santa, so I added him on here. He's special. I just like how simple this is. It's really just not too much going on, but the reds do kind of pop out. And of course I have to add those homemade ornaments every year. It's not a tree if you don't have any of your kids' crafts or pictures all over it, in my opinion. But I love it this year. It turned out so pretty. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So moving on to this side, this is just a cute little display that I have right here. I just took this little bucket that says sleigh rides, old-fashioned sleigh rides. I believe I got that at Walmart a couple years ago. And then I just put this tree topper inside of here, just kept it plain and simple. And then I got these ceramic Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. My aunt actually got that for me one year. I absolutely love them. They are so heavy, so I just feel safer with them being on the ground so they don't fall off on anybody. They're like solid concrete. That's how heavy they are. So then I just stuffed in a snowflake, a wooden snowflake back here with an old vintage candy cane and some bells. And here is an old potato sack. And then I have this wood sleigh that I put here. So now moving on to this beautiful cabinet. I got this for an early Christmas gift from my mom. I actually saw this 2 months ago at an antique store a couple towns away. I just love the rustic oak color of it. It actually matches my cabinets in the kitchen. And I've always wanted one of these. I wanted a cabinet that had glass in it so I can display my grandmother's quilts one day, and then the quilts that I make also, just fold them up in here and display them one day. But for now, I just like to decorate in the seasons and maybe even put pie plates in there one day. I could do all kinds of things to this cabinet. This Christmas, I'm decorating it into a Santa theme, and I think it turned out really good. I'm gonna turn on my ring light and open up the doors so you guys can actually see what's inside of here, because this backlight is glowing through this cabinet right here that you guys can't hardly see. So I'm gonna open up the cabinet, turn the ring light on so we can actually see what's inside. Okay, so I got the ring light on. So I gotta open this up right here, and you can just listen to this. Like, that's how old it is whenever I open this up. All right, there's one door. Open up this other one. I gotta be careful because this glass is just, don't know if you're gonna break it or not. Okay, so looking into this beautiful cabinet, I got a bunch of Santas in here, all kinds of different things actually. I got some cookbooks, some yarn, some candy canes, and I got a bunch of my Santa mugs and antique little Jello bowls. I got some of my Crocs in here displayed. So we'll work from the top to bottom. So I have a songbook right here that I found at an antique store last year. And then I have this old cookbook that I got from my sister-in-law one year. And I call these Jello bowls because that's what my grandma always put in them. She put Jello or pudding in here. My grandmother actually gave me these. They're green. So I thought that'd be good for Christmas to display them in here on this top shelf. And then I got these from Walmart. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them, but I thought they kind of look like little old vintage ornament boxes. So they're like little books, but they open up into where you can store stuff in here, like a little book box. So I just have these up here. I'm trying to go more vintage style, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping these, but I thought they'd be really cute right here. They kind of mimic the old ornament boxes. So this top shelf just has these vintage glass pieces with a couple different looking books. And then moving down here, I got my 2 crock bowls in here with a apron that my sister-in-law made. It's so cute. It's whenever my kids were like, I think they were 2 and 3, and they're little Santas. Their aprons for whenever we used to make cookies when they were little. They're so cute. I just have it right here, just kind of displayed right here in the bowl. Oh, I just miss those times with my kids whenever we used to make cookies whenever they were little. Now they're 9 and 10 years old. One's actually going to turn 11. I just cannot believe it. So those are some very good cherished memories in these aprons. I actually have the other one down here stored with the Santa right here. But then I got these at Walmart one year. They actually might still have these, just little ornaments, vintage little ornaments. I just put them in here because they were red and they kind of matched the theme going on. Same with this little bunting Mary sign. It came from Walmart. Pretty sure they still have those this year as well. I just thumbtacked them into the back of this wood. And then I got some of these are vintage Santa mugs, and then 2 of these actually came from Hobby Lobby this year. I actually loved it. That's actually one of the new items that I got, was this big one and this one from Hobby Lobby. And of course, I try to at least buy a vintage one every year to add to my collection. So far I have 3 of these big vintage ones. There's one down here on this book. And then I have 2 mini ones over here. So my collection is slowly growing just because they're expensive now. They never used to be this expensive. If I ever find them on a really good price, I go ahead and grab them. So far my little collection is growing. So even though these aren't vintage, I still love them. Eventually I could actually put a little Christmas tree in this big one. I mean, this thing is huge. It's like a little picture. I just thought he was really cute. He was a really good price. It was, I think it was like 40 or half off at Hobby Lobby, so amazing price on 2 of those. Then I put my grandma's doilies in here to display stuff on, and some deer antlers. Of course, I have to have the deer antlers displayed somewhere in my holiday decor. Then we move down to this shelf. I got a cowbell right here with another little crocheted little doily thing. My vintage Santa mugs, these are the mini ones. And then my Santas, these are really old ceramic Santas. This one actually is a music box. And I got this salt and pepper shaker Santa a long time ago at a thrift store. Same with him. He actually has many faces all around him. He's very vintage. Someone actually painted him, I believe. Let me see. Yep. 1975. I actually collect a bunch of hand painted stuff that have names on the bottom of them. Especially my pumpkins and Halloween. I love ceramic Halloween pumpkins that are painted back in the 70s and 80s, but he's just the only one I found so far that actually has a date on him. I actually got these Kissing Santa and Mrs. Claus at Hobby Lobby this year. Again, it was like 40 or 50% off, so I had to get them. Perfect for this cabinet. And then this sign actually came from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. I don't think he's there anymore. I haven't really seen a vintage sign like this in a couple years there. But he actually did come from Hobby Lobby. He actually stands up as a sign, or you can actually hang him on the wall. So another thing that I got this year that was really cheap on the Black Friday deal here in our hometown at our farm store, they had these really tiny vintage looking stockings, and I just took some of this string and tied them on this string and just put them back here. I just put a thumbtack on the string and just tied it up in there. I thought that was so cute. I actually saw this on Pinterest and an Instagram account. They actually had this really cute stockings that were strung up, and I just wanted to go ahead and make one because I loved it so much. And the color, it's almost like an off-white color and like a really pretty red color, so I thought that would totally match this theme that I'm going with the Santa theme. And of course I have these spools right here. I've always had these for years. They always tie into my decor somehow, just because they're just my normal decor that I have throughout the year. And then moving down here, I got a little jar of vintage cookie cutters, and there's actually little wood vintage ornaments in here that I have mixed in. I used to display a little tiny tree with all these vintage ornaments on there, but I didn't do that this year. But I just stuck them into that little jar this year. And then I got this candy canes for 50-cent sign actually this year at an antique store. It was really cheap. And I actually had these vintage candy canes for a really long time, so I just kind of tied that in both together. This is an old Christmas tin that I got a long time ago, so I just kind of displayed those next to each other. And this is the little thread that you make doilies out of. And I just stuck this right here just because, you know, that's the time of year that my grandma likes to make a lot of doilies. I actually wanted to put like a wire basket full of these in here, but I'll show you on the Hutch that I actually have them in a jar as well. So I just stuck this extra one right here in this cabinet. And of course, you got to have the Christmas cookbooks. Not all of them are Christmas cookbooks, but I kind of had to make some height. So whenever I shut this door, you can actually see what was in here. And I just put this vintage Santa mug right on top and just kind of tied it all together. So that's what I got so far in this cabinet. I bought just a few things this year, which I don't think last year I bought too many things just because I was trying to save money and worry more about buying gifts. So I'm kind of at that point now where I'm not going to buy anything else. Everything else is just strictly Christmas gifts for the rest of the seasons. I really think that this cabinet turned out so pretty. So going down, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this cabinet. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited to actually display everything for the holidays each season. So that is the beautiful cabinet. So excited to show you guys my beautiful cabinet. I can't wait to see what else I do for the rest of the year, next year with it. This year, it's definitely Santa theme and the reds and all kinds of stuff. So who knows what I'll do next year with this cabinet. So since this guy is in between the cabinet and the Christmas tree, we are deer hunters around this household. So we have a bunch of deer on our wall, and we actually started naming these deer Santa's reindeer. So every hat has a reindeer name on them. Now we don't have the full Santa reindeer yet, so we got to comment so far. We actually have another one coming next year. He's going to the taxidermy. I'm gonna show you guys around the room real quick. So starting out here, here's Dasher. We have Dancer right here, Prancer, and we actually have Rudolph right here because he was actually my first little buck that I got a couple years ago. He was my very first one, so we mounted him just because he was my first deer, and everyone likes to make fun of him, so he's called Rudolph. Of course, there's Prancer. He's actually my deer as well. The rest of the deer are my husband's deer that he got. And then here's Vixen right over here. So this is just really fun for the kids. My dad actually used to put Santa hats on his deer growing up. So the only thing I'd done differently this year was put the Santa's reindeer names on them. So moving back to this corner where this cabinet that I got this year and the tree, you can kind of see how everything looks displayed together. Kind of have this chair sticking out right here where we walk through, but I have really nowhere to put it this year, so I just had to make do of how to squeeze everything together with this new piece of furniture. So now moving over here to my favorite hutch. I actually didn't have an idea of what I was going to do to this hutch this year because I basically added most of my Christmas decor in that cabinet. But I really like the idea that I've thrown together here. Most of these pieces I actually already had on hand. So let me come up closer here. So I ended up doing a hot chocolate theme. And I did that because every weekend we always have hot chocolate night and a movie night. And I thought it'd just be perfect to actually have a hot chocolate theme on my hutch here. So it'd be easy to grab most of this stuff. So let's start from the top and work our way down. I will explain what's in these jars up here. So looking at the top up here, you can kind of see, I'll skim through real quick. So I have all these jars that I actually use on a daily basis. We can a bunch of food, or we store, we ferment, all kinds of goodies. So I already had all these jars, and so I have popcorn in one, which we eat a lot of popcorn. Like I said, every weekend we have movie night, so this jar is just full of popcorn. And then I got some gingerbread cookies here. My kids love to have cookies, so I just keep this jar full of cookies, and I just like the gingerbread theme here. And then I already had this pie plate. My sister-in-law used to get these for me, and I have some stashed in my other hutch in the kitchen. But this one is pecan pie. It kind of goes with the theme of Christmas, so I kind of just put this at a focal point on the very top up here. It's got some brown colors in here, and it's an off-white color, very rustic. And then I have some cinnamon sticks. This is actually a really old jar and lid, so I just put the cinnamon sticks in there. And then some candy canes. I actually need to add some more candy canes to this jar because my kids have been just eating this down, which that's what this is for. This is all for the kids every weekend. This is what we get into. Make our hot cocoa, have candy canes, cookies, and then this last jar down here has the thread that you make doilies out of, and some leftover Christmas ribbon that I keep stashed in here. I actually get back in here and use this ribbon quite a bit because I've been tying up some Christmas items. So I actually would like to learn how to make a doily one year, but I haven't got there yet. But I thought it'd be cute because there's probably 2 in here with some ribbon. Just to display that. Like I said, I saw it on an Instagram account where they had a big wire basket just full of this yarn, and I just thought that was the cutest thing, so I just displayed that here in this jar. So I got this wired up lights with my garland. It has pine cones, and I believe I got this at Walmart a couple years ago. Then I intertwine in some deer antlers to make it really rustic through here. And these are the warm Christmas lights. I just think it's so cozy at night whenever you turn this on, especially when we have movie night. I just love the warmth of these lights. It's just so cozy. So then moving down to this shelf, the middle shelf, again I have some cinnamon sticks in this old jar with a lid, more candy canes, and then this is actually a little cake stand that I got at Hobby Lobby this year. I think around fall I got this, and for now I just put some cookies in here, some gingerbread cookies. I haven't really made anything to put in here just yet to display and eat, but for now the gingerbread cookies are just fine. I thought it'd be kind of cute whenever we make gingerbread houses. We do that every year as a tradition with my brother. So I thought about making a mini gingerbread house and putting it inside of here to display the rest of the year. I thought that would be really cute. Then of course we have to have the marshmallows and the cocoa powder for making our own hot chocolate. If you never made your own hot chocolate, it's so easy. It's literally just sugar, water, cocoa powder, and milk. So simple, a little bit of salt. So again, I have some greenery right here. This is actually just a stick of greenery that I got at Hobby Lobby. And again, I got some deer antlers mixed in through here to kind of tie it in, make it rustic looking. And then the warm lights continue through this greenery right here. And then on one of my videos, not that long ago, we went to an antique store. I found this berry wreath really cheap and I bought it. I absolutely love it. I love anything primitive and anything rustic. I just tied up a little ribbon that I had in that jar up here up top and kind of put it right here in this little window of the hutch. It was the perfect touch to add to this rustic cocoa bar that I got going on here. Okay, so I'm moving down from the wreath to the bottom of this hutch here. In one of my previous videos, I went antique shopping, found this really old bowl. It's an old dough bowl. And I just put some greenery in here. I need to add some more pine cones in here. And of course, the deer antlers. It's kind of dark down in here, so it's kind of hard to see. So you can kind of see how old this really is. I just love this thing. The only thing that I don't like about it is like it's very wobbly. So I still haven't sanded the bottom of it to keep it from wobbling so much. So I just added it to the bottom of this shelf right here, and it just kind of ties everything in together. So moving back here, so I got this old milk can. This was actually my grandfather's that passed away a couple years ago. I got it out of his barn. My grandmother gave it to me. So I always have this in here displayed. Just love it. It's really rustic, rusty looking. So I have it next to the hutch. Have a little Christmas rug down here in front of it. So I just love how it turned out. I got a picnic basket on top. So I thought it was just really cute and practical to have on hand for our hot cocoa nights and movie nights, and just has everything we really need to eat on here. And what's cool about it is it'll be really easy for me to put away because we already use these jars and I'm not taking up more storage in the garage. So moving over here, I got this printed out this year. I love it. It's just really vintage, old looking Christmas tree, and I put it into an old antique frame that I stained darker. Thought that was really cute to go with my rustic theme this year. So this is just a little corner by our couch here. It's a little dark right here in this corner, but I have some rustic trees. I actually had to rip off the original lights that were on here, and then these are the lights that we had in our garage left over in our bucket. They don't really match the tree, they're green, so I'm gonna have to find some brown eventually, maybe next year, but this works for right now. It's like a warm light, matches everything else in the house. So I just put one of them down into my crock, and then galvanized bucket right here with a potato sack hanging out. And I have this one on a really rustic old wooden box with a cotton basket in the back. So just something to kind of fill up this corner right here and light it up because it's so dark over here. So like every corner of the living room actually has lights, just so cozy at night whenever we're watching a movie. I just love this sign that I got from Antique Farmhouse a couple years ago. It went on sale and I splurged and bought it. It was still kind of pricey, but I just love, let me get up close here to it. Look how rustic and rusty it looks. I just love this sign. It's the most wonderful time of year. Just ties into every rustic thing that I have for Christmas. I got some greenery pieces that I got from Hobby Lobby with some pine cones. This basically has stayed the same from last year, but I just always put stuff in these little planters, and I always have like a sign in between here for every holiday. So I just absolutely love that sign. It always goes there above my couch. So then moving over here, I actually had this lamp in my bedroom, but it's green, so I just brought it in here this year for Christmas because it ties in with the rustic green color, and I absolutely love it. This is a little table that me and my husband made in a couple videos back. I always wanted one of these tables, so I just basically just put my lamp on top of it this year. I just love it. It's so cute. You see how the green color is so pretty for Christmas. Then looking down here, I love putting Christmas books in here for my kids so we can sit here at night when we're in here together. We can look at these books and read them. Got a lot of nativity books in here about Jesus. We got Search and Find Christmas Fun, another Search and Find. These are so fun to do with your kids, and I highly recommend finding a bunch of these because you could just spend hours together, spending time together, going through these, trying to find these things. So we really enjoyed that. We usually change out some of these Christmas books just because we have so many Christmas books, but for now, this is what we have in here. So love it. I love doing different themed books in here for the kids. They love sitting on the couch and reading books all the time. So this is just the perfect little piece of furniture that I have that's old. I actually need to redo it because there's some coffee stains and water stains, and there's some missing pieces. So one day I'm going to be redoing this piece of furniture, but this is the best furniture that I have just because it holds all of my kids' books throughout the year. So I just think that's so cute right there in between these two little couches. So coming from this coffee table right here to this corner, this is where I keep all of my quilts, and I displayed the top one of my Christmas quilt. The rest of them are actually what my grandmother has made me. So I just put them on this blanket ladder right here in this corner of my living room underneath these deer heads. And then I call this corner right over here that we're going to be talking about the nativity corner, just because everything kind of just ties in together. So I got this nativity set right here. I just wanted this to be the main focus. Just kept it really simple with some of my light up garland with some deer antlers, and just displayed the nativity right here. I just love this nativity set right here. It's actually home interior, I believe, and there's a few pieces that have broke over the years that I actually need to fix. I fixed his head one year. Actually, the year that I bought him, he was actually broke when I bought him. I got him from an online garage sale, and it's been my favorite piece of Christmas decor that I have, because this right here is just the reason for the season is Jesus. So happy to display this. I love it. And then over here on my TV, I have some more of the same garland with pine cones and deer antlers. Little tree back here. I just ran some warm lights through here. And of course, this is where my boys stash all of their trucks and farm animals, so that's just gonna have to be there because that's their space right there. And this is a rug that my grandmother made. She crocheted this for me. Just ties in with the Christmas colors, so I just kind of just put it there, and the boys actually like sitting on that whenever they're playing with their trucks and trailers. And something that I added this year, I love this little corner. I printed off this Oh Holy Night song. It's actually fairly big. I think it's like a 16 by 20 picture frame. And then down here I got this little print off Etsy, really cheap, printed it off and Mod Podged it, make it look really old. And I stained this picture frame a little darker to kind of match my rustic theme. It's just so beautiful. It's kind of moody, and I like that for this corner right here. Then I got this primitive battery operated candle with a brass base and some pine cones, and then this really cute little candle ring that go inside of that candle holder. So I had to move the TV to kind of show you guys back behind here. I just put the stockings here for now because we're gonna have birthday parties coming up, and I usually put them on my staircase, but for now I'm just gonna hang them up here because there's nothing in them and they're lightweight and they're actually kind of cute right here. So I got this shelf at Hobby Lobby this year. It's so rustic. It's like, these are like really rusty looking hooks with bolts, and I just love the color of this shelf. It just ties into the rustic feel of everything that I have in my house. So looking at these pictures up here, going down, we have the stockings down here. I got a little basket just with some greenery in here. And then the kids' stockings. I actually have a few different stockings whenever I do different color themes every year. So I've actually had these red ones for a couple of years. And I actually did the white ones last year. So I'm doing basically the reds and the whites together. The two whites are me and my husband, and the rest are my kids'. But I thought this was really cute. Little display right here, kind of out of the way. I just hate that it's behind the TV, but I had no choice. I don't really have that much wall space. So here's the full look of this cute little shelf. Just moving on down here. So a cheap way to get a good Christmas decor is go to your thrift store, because that's what I did. I got these frames, took the pictures out and the glass, and then I print off these pictures, put them on cardboard with Mod Podge and make them look old. And I don't even put the glass back in there because I love that look of the rustic old feel, and it's safer not having the glass in there just in case they fall off the wall. But I just love it. Just love the shelf and everything about this little corner. So Thanksgiving, this actually was a different style of decor if you guys go back and see that video. So I just changed it to a Christmas theme. And then the stockings were just perfectly, there's 6 of them, perfect for our family. So I just love this little corner. It's so cute. Just ties into the nativity scene on this side. So now we're going to move into the kitchen. Now I didn't do much in the kitchen this year because it's just a small little kitchen. There's 6 of us that live here. And then when we have company over, it just gets really crowded in here. So you can just see this is all the space that I have right here in my kitchen. So I don't like to crowd up my countertops just because I use my countertops all the time to cook, and I just don't like a lot of stuff on there. But this little corner back here behind my sink, I did my little cocoa theme. These are all of our cups that we use for our hot cocoa nights. And I thought it was just really cute just to display right here because we drink coffee every morning, me and my husband. So it's just easy for us to just grab a coffee cup right here in the corner. And then I just took an old crock and filled it with some of my old rolling pins that I have and some wooden spoons and just a little tree with a little rustic candy cane in here that I got at a crafts show. Just really cute. And this little tea towel is actually Santa's cookies recipe on it, so I just kind of displayed it over the side there. Just perfect. Just easy to grab these for hot coconut and coffee. Just love it. So simple. And that's the little shelf that I got this year at the antique store, really cheap. Just perfect to display all of these Christmas coffee cups. And then right here above my stove, I put up a wreath with some of that ribbon I was talking about that I have in that jar that's left over, and just tied into the red colors. These are some galvanized bells that my mom actually gave me. I think they're actually a wind chime. I just cut it up and put them on 2 separate wreaths. I have one on the front door, but these are really rustic, rusty. I love galvanized looking stuff, so I thought that was perfect right here on this wreath above where I cook. So this is on top of my refrigerator. I have to keep it really simple this year. I actually use these quite a bit. I didn't want to do too much and take away of the stuff that I already use because there's limited space in my kitchen. So this is just my grain that I mill, and I got some sugar right here. I put some more of those coffee cups inside of these jars here. I thought that was so cute. And then there's one back here. And I got this ceramic tree that my brother got me one year. And these old chickens that I have right here are actually what my grandmother gave me. This was actually my great grandmother's. And then she gave me this tiny little pink one. And then she recently gave me this green one to go with my Pyrex color. So I'm starting to collect these little chickens right here, and I thought it'd be cute just to put them up here with the Christmas theme. I know the pink one really doesn't really go, but there is some pink lights on this tree right here. And this is our original coffee cups that we use all year round, so I just kind of stashed them up here. So whenever we have birthday parties or any type of guests coming over, there's coffee cups up here extra to drink from. Put some leftover ribbon on top of these jars. But it's just really cute and practical because I still use this space. This tree actually lights up. It's not on right now. But just a simple way to spruce up this on top of this fridge right here in this extra space. So this is a last little piece that I have in here in the kitchen. And I actually got this little basket at Walmart. They're fall. They had some fall flowers in here. I just took them out. Put some Christmas stems in here with some berries, and simple as that. These baskets anywhere, like, they are so expensive. So Walmart was having their 75% off fall, and they had a bunch of these left over. So my husband actually snagged one of these for me one day whenever he was there, and I just thought it'd be cute to tear out all the stuff each season and put whatever in here, like for spring, fall, and winter. So I just love that little basket. It has like a little leather handle on it. So it's so cute right here. And another thing, I'll just open up this cabinet really quick. So I collect some Pyrex up here. I collect the green. And then my grandmother gave me this cookie jar. So there's kind of green and white up here. And then I got some more of those pie plates I was talking to you about. So some of these my sister-in-law has gotten me over the years. And then some crock bowls. I use these like every day. And then of course our canned goods that we do. We actually have way more canned goods down there, but this all comes from our garden. So if you guys like gardening, be sure to check out most of our videos, because a lot of our videos is mostly about gardening. So this is actually a cabinet that matches my kitchen cabinets. It's just a little corner cabinet. And I really didn't do this on purpose, but our canned goods that we can every year, there's a tomato sauce and green beans and pickles, kind of goes with the Christmas theme. So I thought that was kind of cute how that was already displayed like that. So this is the last little bit in this video. This is our guest bathroom, and I just wanted to throw in some festive little decor in here, and it's more primitive-y feel, and I love that. I love the old rustic primitive feel. I got these old cans with berries, a sign from Hobby Lobby, and I just stuck a little tree inside of this basket with a snowflake from Hobby Lobby. And I love this little windmill that I have in here, just kind of ties everything together for that farmhouse look. So I am going to end this video here, and I'm just going to put up some pictures of all of the decor so you guys can go through and see them again. Let me know down in the comments if you like how I decorated this year. I just love how everything turned out. It just takes a little at a time of collecting things over the years. Just build up your stockpile of Christmas decor. So if that's an encouragement to you, just take your time and slowly buy things over the year and just put them in tubs in your garage and just start collecting your items, and then eventually you'll have a really good Christmas display. Stick around to the end of this video so you guys can see the house lit up at night in Christmas lights. Don't forget to like our videos. It really helps our videos reach out to more viewers and help grow our channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you love watching our content. I hope you all have a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year.